Good morning, my fellow family, friends, and colleagues. It's your girl, Dr. Charity, aka the Queen of Divas, and I'm here to give you your weekly encouragement on today. But on this beautiful, gorgeous, beautiful summer yet humid day, hot day to be exact, I just hope and pray that all who are tuning in today is still tapping into it and doing after what you rightfully deserve and what you rightfully desire, because it is closer than you think. This is going out to those who may be in that phase, still in that phase of sowing tears, that grieving phase, that valley phase. I'm here to tell you it's closer than you think. As I've been telling you throughout the weeks, I'm only giving to you what is being given to me. I am helping you as long as I'm being helped along the way. I'm not leaving nobody behind. Those who want to be encouraged and uplifted so they can continue and stay and remain motivated to go to the next level, to see what is waiting on them, join me. That's what I'm here for. To maintain it, because guess what? It is closer than you think, sooner than you think. And that's just coming from me, myself. I told you, I'm beginning to see manifestation. And it's even in my humanistic thinking and matter of believing that this may not happen. When is this going to happen? It was promised to me months ago. What the world? A year ago to be exact. Maybe some years ago. Why is it taking so long? I know how you feel. But note this. It is closer than you think. Sooner than you think. And bigger than you ever can imagine. So on today, I want to give a reminder out. A reminder motivational out to those. A reminder encouragement out to those that it is going to happen. It is coming. Matter of fact, the encouragement I got today is a little bit more stronger than that. Because it may be hurting right now. It may be silent right now. It may not make even no sense to the natural brain right now of the suffering and the things and coincidence and fates that you have to be faced with on a daily basis. But I'm here to tell you on today that it's worth it. It's sooner than you think. It's closer than you think. And it's bigger than you ever imagined. Lend me your ear today. I want you to just listen for a few minutes. Give me a few minutes of your time to just encourage and motivate you, empower you with this weekly encouragement. If I had to give this weekly encouragement a title, it would be simple. Let it happen. It will happen in due time. Let that resonate. Let it happen. It will happen in due time. Somebody may be tuning in today and saying, Dr. Charity, hold on for a minute. Let what happen? What's supposed to happen? I don't see nothing happening. I see myself suffering if you're talking about that. Well, that's already happened. Well, you're who I'm talking to on today. You're exactly who I'm talking to on today. I am talking to you. The encouragement to you today that I want you to take away from this weekly encouragement and apply it as you go through this week is to let it happen. Let whatever it is take its natural course. Just like God don't need no matches, it don't need your assistance. If you have sown the seed and done your part, just believe and trust that what has already taken place will bring forth what is supposed to in due time. Let me go in and I'm going to use my own testimony. I was watching the great, back in my childhood, the great Bishop Clarence E. McClendon, and I love what this throwback church sermon classic was. He was preaching about how we, or as people, love to say God will do it. God is going to do it. God shall do it. And he said that right there is inaccurate. God is not going to shall do it. God is not going to do it. God will not do it. God is not shall. God shall not. No, that's not the word. Whatever God has already said was going to be done or has already been promised is already done. You're not seeing it because it ain't God's timing. Bring back in the memories of what I told you T.D. Jakes said about the greatness. Greatness is not come forth overnight. This is what he was talking about. You're not waiting on God to do it. If God has already promised, it's already done. You're waiting on the right appropriate time for him to release. You're not waiting for him to do it. You're waiting on the releasing. So I'm encouraging you today that through this process and the progress of the suffering, of the grieving, look, you're not waiting for it to happen. If it's already been promised and it's already been confirmed, you have nothing to worry about. Let it take its course. It is like when you sow a seed. If you sowed the seed and fertilized and watered the ground, I do not care if you don't see nothing for the next 3 weeks. It doesn't mean just because it don't show up in 3 weeks, ain't nothing going to show up. It means to wait and just believe that I did all I needed to do. It's going to happen. Just 3 weeks is not his time. I guess I got to wait a little bit longer. Sometimes it's like that. But ones like myself expect something overnight. We don't want to let it happen. That's why the encouragement to you today, let it happen. It shall happen in due time. It shall happen. Do not guesstimate. Go into this week, go forth in this week, not guessing whether or not this is going to happen or not, because I can't tell if it's going to happen. It don't look like it's going to happen to me. And it won't happen because you are letting negativity come forth out your mouth, professing that it shall not happen when it actually is meant to happen. And sometimes that is how we miss out on what is meant for us, because we end up professing negativity when we're supposed to be professing positivity. So be positive going through this week. I don't care who out there says, as I told my other half, I don't care who out there says you crazy. I don't care who out there don't understand. Out there doesn't matter. What was spoken to you, you know what's in your heart and you know what has been confirmed. It shall happen. It's not going to happen overnight, and nothing in life is like that. Everything is a process. For those who may not be as spiritual, it's like having a baby. The baby is beautiful. We know what we're going to get in the end, and we know what we conceived when the baby first got conceived. But in between that, you got to go through 9 months. Some of nauseousness, some of bed rest, some of puking, some of having to change diet, some of being disabled, some of gaining weight. It's a lot of things you got to go through to get that 8, 7, 6 pound bundle of joy. It's a lot you got to endure. But guess what? It's all worth it by the time you have that baby. Hey, I had 3 myself. I know what it's like. Didn't like all the pregnancies. I had swollen feet, nauseous. I had the worst of it to the point I ended up losing a job because of a baby. And not being able to work for almost a whole year because of a baby. But I wouldn't trade that baby for nothing in the world. He's the sweetest thing. He's the most smartest thing, the biggest thing, the most strongest thing. He's just like what he is, what he was named. I'm just using my own experience to encourage you that the wait is worth it. Let it happen naturally. Do not try to push, or as Sarah Jakes Roberts says, resist the pressure. Do not try to do things to make it easier on your behalf, because that's interfering with according to those who are more natural, that it interferes with the process of the way life wants to go. And for those who are spiritual, that interferes with the will of God. Take your hands off of it. Let it go. Let it happen according to how it is naturally planned to happen in your life. Just believe that because I've already sowed the seed, it's going to happen regardless. And that's all that matters. So today, the encouragement for you is to let it happen. It is going to happen in due time. Let it happen. You don't have to do no more than what is required for you. Whatever you've done, as long as you've done it, step back and see the wonder that slowly will reveal itself as time goes on. You got to let it go and let it happen. It's going to be more beautiful when you let it happen naturally than trying to force it. Nobody tries to force out no baby before it's time. And the same applies to this. Let everything happen that needs to take course, because it's preparing you for what you may not even be prepared for at this point in time. So, as I told you last week, remain strong. This week, as you go into this week, let it happen, because it will happen in its rightful time. It shall happen. It is not going to happen. It's not going to shall happen. It should happen. Nope. I come to tell you today, to all who's listening, it will happen in its rightful time. It will happen. Once the time is right, it'll be right in your sight. And there will be no need to fright. Until then, go with the flow. Let it happen. Prepare yourself. Just like anybody else, a mother prepares 9 months for the baby before the baby even comes. A woman prepares months, sometimes years, before she gets married. Do the same thing while you wait. Prepare yourself, for it's sooner than you think. It's closer than you think. And it's bigger than your mind can imagine. Let it happen, because it will happen in due time. Well, that is all that I have on today, but tune in next week for another weekly encouragement. Subscribe to Lady Superwoman at Lady Superwoman 9999 on YouTube for all of your weekly encouragements. And remember that I love and appreciate every last one of you. But God loves you more. I want to leave with you to let it happen. It's not shall happen. It will happen. He will do it soon. It ain't none of that. It's already done. And it shall reveal itself in the right time. Just wait and sustain and maintain, remain, endure the pressure. Because guess what? It's sooner than you think, and it's bigger than you can imagine. I love you. See you next week.